I need the audience to be aware that I'm filming, so it's me being filmed, filming a video. See what I mean?
Okay. So it's kind of
so as if Kate has a camera and then someone's just making a documentary of my project. In his essay on Chinese acting, Bertolt Brecht explores the different approaches to theatre, seen in both Western and Asian acting styles, concluding that his concept of audience alienation can be best seen in Chinese methods of acting. For Brecht, the Western approach focuses on making the audience as close as possible to the events and characters portrayed on stage, in a bid to create an absolute illusion of reality that replicates real life identically. I feel like we should do something different though, because otherwise we've got 3 sections that are all me standing facing the same direction, doing the same thing.
So obviously you don't want it to be this.
But that's the thing. This bit, like the reading bit, needs to look good. Like it needs to look real. In this Western naturalism, the Western performer transforms himself into another person, dedicating himself to a portrayal that is so exhausting their own mannerisms eventually creep in. The problem Brecht identified in Western theatre was the way in which the audience could escape the issues in their own lives, because these types of theatre encourage spectators to become blissfully ignorant when engaging with the illusory worlds on stage. Conversely, the Chinese style Brecht explores makes no attempt for its actors to disguise themselves as the characters in theatre pieces. Instead, he confines himself to merely quoting the character. The Chinese actor replicates the character, he does not become it, and consciously guards against making the audience feel exactly what the character is feeling. In doing so, the actor places a distance between himself and his role, which alienates the audience from the piece and forces them to become a neighbour as opposed to a silent spectator who observes the action without judgment or involvement. Brecht's Verfremdungseffekt, or alienation effect, aims to create spectacles on stage, in which the performer wishes to appear alien to their spectator, to the point of arousing surprise. Unlike naturalistic styles of acting, where the audience can identify with the characters as if they were real-life people, Brechtian theatre seeks to expel the audience's familiarisation, so that they're encouraged to pay attention to the piece's social comments. The break of illusion could be shown, for example, through song and costume changes mid-scene. The Brechtian type of theatre leaves no space for the blissful ignorance of naturalistic theatre styles, as it forces the audience to forfeit the illusion of being unseen spectators at an event which is really taking place. The Chinese actor adopts the destruction of a typically Konstantin Stanislavskian concept of an invisible fourth wall that exists between the audience and the actor, in addition to the 3 walls around him. The fourth wall separates the spectators from the action as onlookers that have no real relation to the drama on stage. By abolishing the wall, the audience's acceptance or rejection of the character's words is placed in the conscious realm, not in the spectator's subconscious. So they are forced to adopt critical roles that can be applied to their own lives. A typical theatre technique Brecht employs to alienate his audience is the absence of a chronological scene structure, rejecting the well-made play structure of having a beginning, middle and end that's usually adopted in Western acting. Through this disjointed, episodic structure, pieces of Brechtian theatre lack any temporal constraints, which in turn reflect the timeless elements of subject matter in a way that echoes society's universal and repetitive issues. I just like get in. Thanks for your help, Kate. In addition to this, Brechtian theatre pieces aren't afraid to acknowledge themselves as on stage, not real-life situations with real-life characters. Unlike the illusions of naturalism, Brecht's concepts encourage their audiences to recognise the lighting rigs, the band and the stagehands, for example, things which would usually be hidden backstage. Brecht's alienation effect aims to create pieces of theatre that have a real-life impact on those who watch it. It doesn't want its spectators to resume their lives and forget it within a week, but to maintain a lasting effect and question the faults in their own surroundings. For Brecht, The alienation effect is necessary for the criticism of society and for historical reporting on changes already accomplished. This didactic approach to acting, created through explicit staging, disjointed scene structures, and the abolishment of the fourth wall, alienates the audience from their traditional roles as silent spectators in order to make protest possible. Brecht's Verfremdungseffekt creates history-making theatre, which begins by asking itself, how can the unhappy age of our time be made to stand out as a way of investigating the everyday? For Brecht, theatre was much more than light entertainment or a blissful pastime, but the key to a whole social structure of a particular period in time. Woo!